Hello, woodchucks and farmers. Welcome back to Oceanside Forest. It is time to say goodbye July and hello to August and hello to the sorghum harvest on the hillside field. Let's go ahead and go to bed. I think the birds are all set. Fingers crossed. Yeah, there was rain in the forecast. There it is. That's all good. Let's wake on up. Everything is up at the field except for the header. We got to bring that up with the JCB. But on the drive over, we're going to see some difference on the main road. You can see the JCB just over here, so we're going to run over there and grab that and bring that up and get a worker started right away on the harvest. Fingers crossed that the crop is ready. There is rain in the forecast. What time is that going to be here? Weather-wise, okay, so I got like until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, if I'm running it at real time, we should be done. It may actually take 2 hours to get this harvest done. But let's fire up the JCB and get the header up to the combine. Winter Wolf and trailer are already up there. But yeah, I've been doing a little bit in between episodes, so let's take a stroll down Main Street. I guess we can call it a street. If it's just me, can we call it a street? Sure, why not? So things have changed a little bit. Money, we hit over 26 million in the bank account. That's good. I actually got the sawmill full at the end of last episode. Well, in between episodes. And yeah, all those trees over here, they're gone. They'd be gone. Like 280 trees, I think it was. And also, I already got a path up to where you see the tree harvester through the trees. That is where the other road is. And I'm actually thinking what I'm going to do, since we're kind of up to here, and I want to clear cut like alongside this road and kind of match it up to over here, I think I'll just merge these fields together because they are in the same crop, wheat, and this is what we plowed so far this season. So, yeah, I'm going to start clearing out all the trees that are here. There's like only one row of trees here, and start clearing out and merge the fields together. So, can we still call it Harborside Field? Sure, why not? And if we look to our left, I went ahead and put in some just meadow grass and planted in some trees. Got to replant some trees. You just can't keep having every tree on Oceanside Forest coming down. So we replanted some. That'll give us our color back in the fall because we've taken down so many birch trees over here. And we did go over 6,000 trees cut now on the map. I think I'm approaching 6,100. I did pay Billy for the stumps, so another $50,000 pay to him so he can take care of the stumps for us. A job I would not want to be doing here. Just got to take the corners kind of slow with a header. It will tip over, but it uprights pretty quickly. Mostly when I turn left, because I think a lot of the weight of the header is on the right side. So as I turn left, all the weight shifts. And I can see the sorghum is ready for harvest. So that's good. So we'll get a worker going on this. We're going to go ahead and take care of the birds, meaning sell all the male chicks and the 2 other pens. The eggs, yeah, that's going to flash for a bit. I didn't clear it out, so with a couple of pens and the eggs are spawning as much as they are, that may be scrolling for a couple more minutes, but it'll eventually stop. But when we're in there, we're going ahead and move some eggs. So did we, I can't remember, I think we hit 700,000 or just shy of 700,000. Yeah, 710,000. I'm kind of hoping for that total off this field here by itself. Fingers crossed. The way this field was last season, we did get 350,000 liters off of it, but now the field is almost twice as big, and of course half the field is new land, so that crop rotation percentage is at like 115, so that's going to help us on out here. Let's see, that is good right there. I did go ahead and top off the combine before I came up here. I was thinking about that. I do got the fuel usage on high. Alright, let's go ahead and drop that header trailer off. And I don't have to worry about the straw swath on this one. I don't know if the setting remains. I think it does. Oh, that's right. I need to unfold the header. But with sorghum, there is no straw. Let me just go ahead and get myself in here. Alright, so we are all set to rock and roll. Let's go ahead. We need to come over to here. Create job, field work. We're in the field, yes. Just go that way. Open course. 2 headlands. Overlap. I'm going to say 2%. I don't want you hitting any trees if that's possible. And I think we're all set. Generate course. This may take a moment or two. Oh, actually, it's done. Okay. And let's see who we get for us, a worker for ourselves here. Just so we know who we can talk about today as we're unloading them and taking care of them. I may miss a couple pieces here and there. Looks like we got Franco in the combine today. Alright, so that's it. This is it. This is the last field to harvest this season. So we need 1.4. So like I said, double what we harvested so far. It's been kind of a downer of a harvest season, it seems like. Let me just jump over to the tree harvester so you can kind of see more of what we got going on here. So here is the field that we harvested last episode, the wheat field by the harbor field. Let's go into flight mode here, just so you can see a better idea. And there's the path I started. Didn't really get a straight line going through like I wanted to, but you know how it is when you just think you're going forward in a... I mean, I did go in a straight line for the most part, but not at the correct angle. There's a sawmill. So all these trees right here alongside this field, yeah, I need to clear that out. So I'm just going to merge this field with that field. May as well. And the road, well, who cares? I mean, the road does swing around up to there. If you're wondering about that clear cut over there, that clear cut where there's not many trees is very uneven terrain. I think the combine would have a lot of difficulty with a 60-foot header getting all the grain off the field. So, I mean, but that can be my last resort. If I get tired of cutting down trees, I could always go in there, cut down what trees are left in that clear cut, plow it on up, and get ourselves, say, like a smaller combine and a smaller header, and it can do what it can do. I mean, that might be 120, 150,000 liters, right? Looking at that field, this field gave us 120. That could give us about 120 as well. But we'll worry about that later on. I'm hoping we're going to get enough cleared out in between the seasons. All right, let's go ahead and turn that off so I can get into vehicles. We're going to be coming over here while the combine is rolling. And I need to mulch these fields just to get that extra 1 or 2%. We're going to start doing that, as I mentioned, at the beginning. Well, once we started harvest season and the fields became harvested. So let's lower this down here. I might as well go ahead and do this myself just because, yeah, there isn't that much here. And then, of course, I will spread some lime, but on the right-hand side, I'm not going to spread lime in that until we get done expanding the field, however far we do get with it. So obviously with Franco harvesting up on Hillside Field, my only job up there is to make sure that I unload him as soon as I can, so he keeps on going. That's going to take maybe a couple of hours to actually harvest that field, as I mentioned. But just I want to keep in mind that we were like at 710,000 liters. Sorghum does harvest pretty darn good, and when he gets up to the other corner of the field from what we started at, the yield should be really, really good. Well, of course, depending on the soil type. I don't really look at the soil type on the map just because it is what it is. It's not like we're doing on American Falls, where I look at a piece of land, I can buy it, the fields are there, I can soil sample it and say, well, you know what, the soil's not that good, sell the land and we'll buy a different farm plot. Here, it's all trees, so if I don't like the way the soil is, if I just say, yeah, I don't like the lot of land, well, I may as well plant in it. It's not going to yield the best, but it's better than where the trees are because I can't plant there, so. I'm good. I should be able to get this one done in 2 passes. And probably by the time I get down to the other end of this field, Franco is going to be on the radio and saying, I'm full, boss. Come on up and empty out the combine. Which I'll be happy to do that many, many times. And am I going to get this in 1 pass? Probably not. Doesn't look like it. One little strip. Yep, and the combine is full, which is great. I want to see that message a lot. But if I want 700,000 liters, That is going to be 28 combine loads of grain off that field. 28. That seems like a lot, doesn't it? And it is a lot. If I just hire a worker, just a regular worker, we'll let them get done when they get done. Let's jump up here to... why does it do that once in a while on this map? Jump up to the winter wolf. Where is the combine? Did you not make it back up the hill? That'd be good if you didn't. Watch out for the trailer. Now, someone did mention the winter wolf is kind of dirty. Well, it's a wolf. It's doing a lot of work. Of course it's dirty. I'm not going to bother washing it while we're using it for a lot of work. I'm just going to wash it so it can get dirty in a few minutes. Not quite in, I don't think. I mean, yeah, it is filling, but not... No, Franco. You stay right there. I just want to make sure... No, Franco. Okay, Franco. All right, he's going rogue. He's going rogue. Dude, now you're lifting up the trailer. What a great start to the sorghum harvest. I do have course play set on to unload while harvesting. And I guess I moved just enough to give him clearance to get where he thought the course was open. Well, we let Franco go. He's starting to pick up habits from Frank, basically. Alright, I'm going to need to... Can I sneak on it? We can't crouch and walk in Farming Simulator? Okay. Off to a wonderful start. Luckily, though, there's no trees to the left-hand side, so I can just park the trailer right over there. 4,000 more liters to be emptied out. I had a combine in FS19 that I used quite a bit. Unrealistic capacity. I think it was 120,000 liters to match, I believe, the same trailer that we're using here. And that had a nice unload rate. Alright, let's go ahead and get ourselves... Let's see if Franco shows back up. Okay, well... I don't know if it's any better, but we got Frank over there. We'll turn the engine off. And how far did our worker get over here? Did you actually get the... Well, you almost got it done. Can't blame AI workers. It's hard to see that little strip right there, probably. Oh, I didn't want to fold it. I wanted to lower it. And then we'll bring the McCormick over to the harbor field. And we'll set a worker off on that field using course play. And we'll get that field mulched. All the meantime, I'll try to get back into the tree harvester and start cutting down some more trees. And so I may get away of possibly only cutting down, I say only cutting down, maybe around 7,000 trees. We're at 6,100-ish, somewhere around there. So I think 1,000 more trees should do it, I think. We'll know better once that sorghum field gets done harvesting this year. If we do get up to the 1.4 million, we just need another 400,000 liters somewhere. And of course, that's not counting what we have cleared out so far over here, which this could give us like 150. I may be going a little bit on the low side, but I'd rather go on the low side of my estimate than on the high side. And of course, I'm not going to complain if we get more than the 1.8 million when we harvest next season. Oh, you know, I don't know if I mentioned it, but when I was plowing out the additional part of the field in between episodes, it finally happened. I found a log when I was plowing, and of course it was the 5-meter long spruce tip that I thought it would be if it were to happen. Kind of hard to miss the birch trees. And no cheese. Yeah, I haven't found no cheese since the 2 pieces that we found. I don't know, what was that, like 10 episodes ago? Seems like a while ago for sure. So the farmyard field, that is all set to go for drilling, which will be next month. Get the big bud fired up. And start planting our barley and wheat. Sorghum gets planted in the springtime, which will be in these fields right here. Kind of expected to see Frank message me saying he was full. I do believe he's still moving. I think before I head back on down myself, I was gonna, well, you know what? I think the strip is wide enough. Let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll hire a worker to get that done, I hope. Looks like Francine's gonna take over. Let's jump over to here. Try and think if I left any trees really close to the field over here, and I don't think I did. Actually, I could expand the field a little bit over here as well. Oh, there we go. Now he needs to be unloaded. Alright, this time I will not goof up like I did last time. Let me park this a little bit closer. And I should be in the path, so Frank should not want to go anywhere. We just gotta wait for them to unload. And in the future, once we get the headland done, I'll be driving in the path that's already been harvested, so I can go right alongside the combine. But for now, Course Play is moving over because it doesn't know I have room to the side or not. So hopefully this is load number 2 going in out of 28. While this is unloading. So expected yield, yeah, the soil's not the best here, so it's 112% out of 100%. And if we go to here, yeah, we got a lot of silty clay up here, so that's not good. I mean, that's a lot of bad soil right there. Not going to help out our yield too much at all. But like I said, not much I can do about it. Frank, wait a minute. There you go. He's good for a moment now. All right, we're going to jump back into the McCormick, hopefully. Okay, you turned around. All right, that's fine. You got done what needed to be done, which would have taken me probably 30 seconds to do. But we'll spin around. We'll get this little piece down here. But at least this field will be all mulched, and the only thing we'll have to do to it is when springtime comes, we'll have to spread the lime down on it. Let me go ahead and fold this on up. But man, this road here looks a lot different than it did just than a little while ago. We had all the birch trees over here. We had a lot of gravel on this side, but I think it looks a little bit better now with some meadow grass and just random size and shaped trees, different species of trees. We might as well come up through here and take our little shortcut for now. Actually, this is wider than I thought it was, so I didn't really need to fold up the cultivator or the mulcher. It's a mulcher. Alright, we'll put that down here. So not only we're going to get rid of the straw swath that we put down, but also we'll get the little bit of a bonus that we should get out of it. Create job. And I think I will do... I think I'll do 3 headlands. That'll give enough room to turn around. Although the working width of this is pretty darn wide. And if it does miss any little spots, it's not that big of a deal. Only because we're only getting, 1 or 2% bonus off of it. But it is a bonus. Alright, Franco. I think it's Franco. It might be Francesca. That looks like Franco. There we go. Get that chopped straw, or what left of straw that was there, into the ground. Get that nutrients back into the ground. In the meantime, I'm going to try to get some of this done. As for these birch trees getting stuck in the ground, like I mentioned before, I can go along spurts with like it not happening at all. Then I'll get like out of 10 trees, I may get 7, right? 7 out of 10 that just the branches get stuck into the ground. So, blocked by an object. Who's blocked by an object? We are blocked by an object here. Not really sure what object you were blocked by. I mean, we are right next to the map boundary, so maybe see the map boundary. Let me turn the corner for you. And if I set you off to worker now, can you go? Alright, I'm going to get a message here very soon that that's ready to be taken care of. Alright, so back to what I was doing here. And yeah, start this whole process. Ooh, wait a minute. I gotta be kind of careful because the worker's gonna be coming through here in a minute. So I just gotta make sure that I don't put any logs into the field behind me. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you because I know some people like to keep kind of track of this stuff. What are we at? 6,115 trees cut so far. Little by little, we're clearing them out. And I probably would have got a few more trees cut down, but as I said, the sawmill was full at the end of last month, so the only thing I was going to be doing was piling logs onto the ground. And logs are kind of like straw bales for like console players. When I get like 128 trees cut, and that's usually 2 logs per tree for the most part, yeah, my frame rate starts to tank at that point. So I got to keep picking up the logs. There was no place for the logs to go. I said, well, you know what? I got that whole section cleared out and a pathway going up to the harbor field. I'll probably keep on calling that the harbor field after I connect it, even though it's the power line / harbor field, but harbor field seems to roll off the tongue a little bit better than power line field. All right, so this is going to be load number 3 out of 20. And once again, I think those 2 pieces of cheese that I found were roughly right here, in case you're wondering. There we are on the map, but there's like 2 pieces of cheese right together somewhere along this tree line. Don't remember exactly where it was, but somewhere in that vicinity. And the other 2 I know about are on top of the rock at the farmyard. And the other one is down by the piece of cheese in the harbor. And if you're having trouble with money on this map, which I don't know how you could be, I'm playing on hard economy. And if you're selling at the sell point that comes on the map, those prices are ridiculous. But if you are short of money and need it, the pieces of cheese do pay out $1 million per. But of course, you know, we are turning this, this map is a forestry map to chicken farm. But this map, I would recommend as a forestry map. If you want to come on here and use a lot of the equipment from the premium expansion, the silver run expansion, I'll call it that. I forgot what that's called. Is that the premium? And now we got the platinum. To use the yarders and all that equipment, this would be a nice map to use it on. Start using some yarders. I mean, you do got some hills and such. You're not, yeah, you think you're blocked by the edge of the map, aren't you? You're fine. You're fine. But this map, you know, does have some hills, as you can see here and there. But also, it's relatively flat in a lot of areas as well. So the terrain is actually pretty good for a forestry map, I think. Can we jump back into here? Yep, you do turn off. I do need to get this repaired. I did fuel it up when I was down by the fuel refineries. Topped off with some fuel, but I haven't repaired it in a minute. Now what? All right, you know what? Let me just go ahead and I'm gonna. Think I got to get this done up here. I thought I left myself some space to the borderline of the map. I mean, I guess I'm close, and Courseplay just doesn't like it. Right, now that we are away from it, let's set it off. And the other thing I just want to take a quick look at, I'm almost there. Yes, we got good soil here, 141 out of 125, but if we come over here, we get 101 out of 89. I think, yeah, that's the silty clay. So with the crop rotation, we do get the yield back up to 100%, but it's going to be kind of rough moving forward. All right, can we get some trees cut? And how are we doing behind us here? All right, so you're almost, yeah, you're zipping around that field pretty darn quick. So I shouldn't have to worry too much about getting a log in that field now. I think we got enough space cleared on out. So I don't know how many trees I'm going to get cut in between episodes. If you're watching this live, then you understand, because it is Christmas time. This should be going out. Is it Christmas Eve? This should be going out the 23rd of December. If you're watching in the future, be like, why? What's going on? Yeah, it's Christmas time, so see what I get done. It's one of those things that during the holidays you think you got free time, but then again, you got a lot of things to do because it is the holidays, right? So we're just going to cut down a few trees here. For you, you're not seeing this probably enough. Some of you have said that you'd like to see more tree harvesting. But just realize the reason why I don't show a lot of it in the videos is because I do a lot of it off camera. So as I'm recording this, it was the previous night that I was down there, and I spent like 3 hours cutting down those 260 trees, I think it was. Then, of course, picking them up and then bring them to the mill. But the trees need to be cut. I'm definitely over, if you guys were here in FS19 when I was on Green Mountain Forest, I think I only cut down, I want to say maybe just shy of 2,000 trees on that one. And that one there, we were trying to basically, you know, it's a map more like this, but on Green Mountain Forest, there were no roads at all. It was just trees everywhere. You just had a store. And actually, the sell point for the logs was not anywhere near the store. You actually had to cut down trees to get down to the store. Sorry, the sell point. So we got ourselves a tree harvester and started cutting down trees, made a beeline towards the sell point for selling the trees. Oh, you sound like you cut, but you didn't cut. There you go. And I was having fun on that map until Global Company updated, and a lot of my mods that were run by Global Company, well, they were working fine till Global Company updated, but the modders of the production buildings we were using, they didn't update to the new version of Global Company, so a lot of our production buildings went by the wayside. And all production buildings before FS22 were mods, basically. I don't think there were any production buildings in the game until FS22 by Giants. Everything was modded back then. I think it was FS15 going back that far. That was, oh yeah, my combine's full. FS15 is when the first I used production buildings. And I just remember all the products I was making then, which we considered normal now, but when that mod came on FS15, I know a lot of people were using it, at least on PC. Probably console players couldn't. But, you know, we were making bread, we were making vodka, butter, all that kind of stuff. Right, so did you actually get back around to the starting point? Almost. Well, technically you did. So this is the fourth unload. And actually, I think I'll take this right on down and we'll dump this into our silo. So we should be at 800,000 liters currently. 800,000. All right. We just need another 600,000 liters off this field. Just another 600,000 liters. I don't know. We'll see. The yield on all the fields this year seems to be down. But we'll see how the sorghum pulls through. I'm kind of hoping next episode we will be kind of wrapping up the harvest here. And while this is going on, of course, I'll be down in the tree harvester getting as many trees cut as possible. The mulching should be done here very soon. And then we can bring the mulcher up to this field once the harvest is done. And then it's on to the month of September to start replanting, at least to the field to our left. That will be planted, and the field to the right will be planted. The sorghum field that's being harvested, that'll be barley. The field to our left will be wheat. And of course, the harbor field, which we can now combine that with the power line fields, that will be sorghum next season. But let's just have another look here of how things have changed along Main Street, if we will. Yeah, it does look really different on this map now to the left. Not all those birch trees right to our left are just all gone. And just by adding the meadow grass here, along with some trees over there. Well, there's Liberty. At first I thought it was going to be a deer over there, but I was like, just one deer? Nope, that's our dog. Just walking around. Now, let's go ahead and unload this. Bring the trailer back up, and then we'll jump back on down. The tree harvester should shut off on its own. That engine will turn off on its own if you're away from it for too long. Probably one of those safety features. If no one's in the seat, it just turns right off. But we got to come back on down. We got to sell all the male chicks that were born overnight. We don't need to be feeding them. Actually, if I can, by the time I get around here, the combine might be half full. So we're going to try to unload it on the go. Well, I don't see where it's come back up yet, so it's down here somewhere. This combine, I thought was going to have some trouble going up the hill when it was harvesting. It really has no trouble at all. Oh, come on. I wasn't that far out of the trigger. We got to fold the pipe in. I have no idea who's working in the combine now. We've gone through a few workers this morning. But now at least when I come up here to unload it, the harvest will continue on. Too busy looking at the combine and see if it's empty or not instead of where I'm driving. Now, really what I could do as, in case someone has, I don't think anyone's mentioned it yet. Well, they have mentioned I should get a second combine. With Courseplay, I could set them off to skip every other line and then get another combine just like this. And start it off on the second line, and they would kind of work in tandem together. But then I would have to unload two combines at once, and that would be just a lot of a pain in the butt, as far as I'm concerned. I'll have my hands full with just one. Let's see. I need to go in this pen here. All right, where's the trigger? All right, so female, female, female. There they are. All right, so how many do we got to sell? Just 7? Alright, so we should just have just the one male. Alright, he's all set. Let's jump over to here. These are the ducks. Female, 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 male. So no reproduction overnight for you guys, apparently. Female, female. So it must be either we got all females, or I have no idea. but we're all set. Let me just jump over to this pen here. Wait, wrong pen. We'll jump over to this pen here. And we'll just push these aside for now. And some new ones may spawn in. I've actually seen that happen. Or I could have been I had the time scale up too high. I will have to come in here and get our autoloader to clear out these eggs. And I'll probably just go ahead and sell them. But I just want to clear these out so I don't keep getting the message over and over again when it happens. No more room for eggs. We don't need the money from the eggs. We just need to get rid of them so we don't get the prompt. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, I also have to feed the chickens and ducks sometime today. But yeah, there we go. How are we doing with the mulching job over here? Actually, we are just about done. Looks like it. So I can bring the McCormick and the mulcher up to the hillside field, so they'll be ready to go. But this field looks like it is ready to go. It does need lime, but like I said, we're merging these fields together now. And we'll spread the lime all around. It'll be good to go. I'm just seeing a little clump over here. I'm trying to figure out what this is. Alright, so it must be... Like I said, I'm not going to be too worried if it misses a little piece right there. Our drill will take care of it. Just want to make sure everything's done up here. It looks like the same on the corner up there, but we should be good to go. Should be good to go. Let me dismiss the worker because we can handle the rest ourselves. And the weeds will come back. But we can manage the weeds very easily. And the McCormick, I probably should top that off with fuel on my way through. Because the hillside field is rather large. I mean, if I do run a fuel up there, it's not the, biggest of problems. We do have our field service trailer somewhere. Look out, deer. And that is another job done. Alright, I'm kind of going up there anyways, but let's fold this up. We'll do a drive-by at the fuel refinery. And then we'll go unload the combine another time. For me, it's almost getting hard to remember exactly how the map looked like when I got here. All I know is there's 6,000 trees less than what there was. So we've been almost harvesting now, what, 40 some odd minutes? Somewhere around there. Started the morning at 8 o'clock and we got to work right away. Maybe closer to half an hour. Maybe it took me like 10 minutes to get set up or something. At one point I was contemplating making the power line fields when we first got them all the way across the map. The one thing I do remember at the beginning of the series, when I was envisioning what the map would look like as I progressed to make fields around here, it is nothing like I thought I was going to be doing. But then again, I did not expect to have to open up this much land to feed 10,000 birds. Let me just park this over here out of the way. All right, where's the truck? Truck is parked on the hill, as it always is. And time to unload some more sorghum. So fingers crossed, we'll have a lot of sorghum into the silo at the beginning of next episode. Do I feel like I'm going to get to 1.4 million? No, I don't. Do I think we should be? I do. But just the way the harvest has been going this year, the numbers seem to be lower than I keep expecting it to be. So for us to get 700,000 liters off this field seems to be like a lot. I'm asking a lot for it. At least we got a good start on the hillside field, expanding that. We opened up quite a bit already. And I'm going to push myself kind of hard this winter to clear out as much as I can so that next year when we harvest that we are sure to be at that near that 1.8 million, if not at it or over it. But the sorghum harvest has begun. Last we checked, we were just over 800,000 liters. We started at 710, somewhere around there. And like I said, fingers crossed we get the 700,000 that I'm hoping for. But I got this feeling in my stomach that it's not going to happen for some reason. But we'll see. And by the way, the rain, if you tuned in late or did not hear me, that rain in the forecast, that should not be here for at least another 3 hours. We should be done by the harvest by then. And hopefully more trees cut down by the hillside field. But that's where we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in Oceanside Forest. But until then, have a good one.